Because of my passion for online entrepreneurship and in believing the impact we can make if we can all discover our purpose and do what we love, the Passion and Purpose podcast was born. I hope to share more inspiring adventures with you along with the people who have been there and done that. Welcome to the Passion and Purpose podcast, everyone, where we will give you another inspiring adventure with tonight's special guest, Shelly Giggey. And tonight we will be talking about how to keep yourself healthy during the pandemic. All right, now let me give you a little introduction about Shelly. Shelly is in the fitness industry for more than 30 years, and she has shifted from traditional group fitness to becoming a functional fitness coach, as well as a certified wellness coach and meditation teacher. Now, she will be telling more about that later as I give her to you. Shelly, how are you today? Thank you and welcome to the Passion and Purpose podcast.
Thank you. My goodness, this is so lovely to be here all the way across the other pond.
Yes, that's right. Shelly, I've been talking about your background here, but can you please tell us more the things that I missed? What made you decide to become a coach and what made you do the shift?
I started off, I affectionately call it the summer of grade 10, way back in the day.
Wow.
Where I started getting into this new thing called called aerobics. So I got myself into that, and then I got myself certified, and just really, I fast forward years later, 20 some odd years later, and I just shifted my focus because I wanted more than just the one thing. I knew there was more out there, and I got introduced slowly to other methods, which made sense to me. Like, training with a partner, utilizing your partner to do certain exercises, and even things such as using the wall.
Oh.
There's so many. Yeah. So, I've become very creative now. Speaking of walls, now we're in these walls for this past year.
Yeah.
My place is looking like a studio. Yeah, but pre-COVID, I just knew there was more, and that I wanted to explore, and I really got a taste for the functional. So, doing specific things like a suitcase carry, because it's a functional activity. If you travel, even if you're going away for the weekend, if you have a suitcase, I remember, this just came to me when I was a kid. My dad would have the heavy suitcase in one hand, this arm's out, but he's like this.
Yeah.
He's leaned over. Woo, he's leaned over. I'm thinking, and thinking about that now, he had sort of the right idea, but, stand upright. Okay, train your core. If you train yourself to lean over for so long, guess what's going to happen? Back issues. So stand up, zip up your core, and train it properly, and train on both sides. Carry the heavy suitcase or the heavy weights on this side. Use this arm to balance. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask, what is a functional fitness? But you already explained it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And things such as just simply getting up and down off the floor. Older or less active people can't stand that stuff. I remember when I was doing the group fitness, of course, pre-COVID, I would do these things like we're literally going to just get down on the floor, get down, down, up, down, down. And they were just like, they're rolling their eyes. But the thing is, it's a functional move. Okay. If you got little kids, nieces and nephews, grandchildren, and they say, Mommy, Daddy, Grandma, Auntie, can you play with me? When you're 40 and 50, what are you going to say? Oh, no, sweetheart. Oh, I don't do that anymore. And you're only 40?
I'm glad I can still do that.
You see? Yeah. 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 So keep moving, keep trying, keep training for life.
I agree. I agree.
So, yeah. So that you can continue doing the things you love.
Going to that part, how did you discover that this is something that you love doing?
I got, you know what, I will tell you, an amazing man that I know. His name is Peter Twist. He's from here in Ontario, but lives out in Vancouver. I went to one of his gyms. And well, I mean, I've been to his workshops at the fitness conferences, but had a taste for the actual classes, because workshops are something different from going to a specific class, you know, as a coach would run. They don't have instructors there, they have coaches in his gyms. And that was a huge eye opener for me. It was huge. It literally moved me. Because I thought this is what I want. I want people who want to work, who are serious, who still want to have fun, but they're not going to complain about, you know, oh, do we have to do push-ups again? Oh, you know, or oh, this and oh, that. They just do it.
What did you see that made you, this is what I wanted to do? What did you see there with Peter?
I literally just different. It was an eye opener for me. Oh, okay. You know, grabbing a partner, standing face to face. Now put your hand out. So it's like, you know, when you like, for example, like shaking hands, you extend your hand. So opposite hands come out, right? And so now get in a lunge position. And so you're gently pressing it. So it's you're not just standing there just doing this one little thing. It's multi, drawing a blank right now.
Not multifunctional.
Multi movement, complex movement. You're not just doing jumping jacks. It's nothing to do with just jumping jacks. It's, okay, so I've got the push, you've got the resistance with the other person. And then you've got to tighten up your core, and then you're doing, you know, you're squatting or you're lunging
together.
So you're moving. So all this work is happening. You know, you're just getting a whole lot more bang for your buck. I think that was really what got me, was there's a lot more you can do than just jumping jacks, for example. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. So it was a huge eye opener for me. And I went to these classes. I had the opportunity to go for about a month, and I went to as many as I could, just using it for my own education. And like, literally, what am I going to learn today? Okay. I learned, and I go through the list. I learned this and I learned this. And you know, so I've taken I take what I learn to my clients.
Nice.
And what I figure out on my own too. Yeah.
Yeah. So what can you recommend for those who have been stuck at home and haven't been moving since 2020? It's about a year, almost a year, just 1 month, and it's almost a year of lockdown for, you know, some people. And what can you recommend for them to do?
There are lots of things you can do. If you have a floor, you can use it. If you have a chair, you can use it. If you could, simply, literally, if you are feeling the stiffness, as I understand, because I am feeling the same, getting down on the floor and just flowing, stretching. Can't do it here.
Yeah.
Flowing and stretching and just experimenting with movement. Using household items, like do you remember hearing, you know, maybe when you were a kid, watching shows, or maybe just observing, you know, talking about picking up the soup cans?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have dumbbells, use the soup cans. Well, for me right now, it's not the weight, because some of them don't really weigh that much, but it's the size of the can, the wider the grip. If you have hand issues, for example, a wider grip is a lot easier than a little grip, right? So if you, yeah,
Oh.
it's easier. Oh, I wish I had it on me.
I use mineral water, the water bottle.
I'll use this, for example, my glass. Okay, so this is a wider grip. It's a little bit easier on my hands. So I'm squeezing. I'm not going to squeeze too hard, but when I squeeze, oh, my arm
It
muscles
flexes. Yeah.
are flexing. Yeah, and so I'm holding the can. Oh, and I'm doing this kind of movement, and oh, look at what's working here. Okay, I'm gripping.
Oh,
Oh, look at,
nice.
yeah. Oh, there's so many. Yeah. So it's not, for me, it's not the weight of the can, it's the grip that makes a lot of difference.
That's why they need a coach.
You see, you've got like my bit of a joke is when I advertise, I say, like, if you got a floor, we can use it. If you got a couch, we can use it. If you got a chair, we can use it. If you got a scarf or a towel.
A towel.
A towel. I love to do things with towels. Yeah. Holding it tight out, you've got tension. So the outside is now working. Shoulders are working. If you tighten up your core is working. Everything, a lot of things are fired up. And again, it's hard to demonstrate from sitting here, but, I've got so many ideas, and there's just so many, from using household items to using nothing at all.
We should do that on a separate occasion.
Sure.
Basic, what do you call it? Exercise from home items.
Yes. Oh yeah. I would love to do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, next time. We'll do it next time.
That would be lovely. Yeah. Using your own knapsack.
Yeah.
As a sandbag. Okay. Fill it. I have a client who, one of my clients is this lovely woman. I've had her, sometimes I just think on the spot. I'm like, is your bag over there, is it sturdy? Is it good quality? Yeah, it's good. Okay, fill it with stuff. What should I fill it with? I don't know, whatever, your weights, a book, whatever, something that's going to give her some weight.
You improvise. Yeah.
A lot of improv, right? And now squat down, pick it up, hold it close to you, stand up. Now walk over there, squat down, put it down. Pick it back up again.
I should do that. I was just squatting with no weights at all.
Oh,
I think that's better.
Oh, I got a ton of ideas, and so yeah, my classes are not the classes that I'm running. I'm recovering from injury, so I haven't had a lot, but I'm coming back, and I've got 2 classes. One on functional fitness Thursday nights, and then the Monday night is more of a recovery. But I'll tell my clients, grab this if you have that, a water jug with a handle.
That's heavy.
Yeah, but a water jug with a handle and a tea towel, and you can use it as a makeshift kettlebell to do kettlebell swings.
That's nice. You don't have to buy like exercise, improvised exercise from home. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, there's just, if you're in an apartment, you can't do a lot of dropping things.
Yes.
If you're in a house, then you're okay, right? But yeah. Oh yeah, there's so many things you can do and not just sit at home and be bored in the house.
That's nice. Shelly, can you give us few good reasons? I'm sure that our audience already know why they should do some exercise, but for those who are just sitting like this, because I've been stuck for more than a year now, and that's also the reason why I enrolled in a boxing class this January, and I'm glad I can still, keep up at least once a week class. What are the reasons why they should move, and what are the functional things that they should move first if they haven't been moving for quite a while?
I would just say start anywhere. I mean, if you have, some people have issues with mobility. So literally getting up and walking is not so easy without an aid. And some people don't have issues with mobility. Sorry. I say get out and walk. Start small.
Start with what you can do.
Start with what you can do. Meet yourself where you're at right now. Meet yourself, or meet me. I'll meet you where you're at. Okay. So if you are in an apartment building, and if it's a good place, if it's a safe place, some places are not. You could do stair walks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am just 3 steps from the stairs.
Okay. So stair walks. I don't know if you're in a high rise or even if you're in a low rise, it's okay.
High rise, yeah.
Okay, me too. So walk up, walk, or down, and I just play with it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
not all up.
You can go up, you can go down. Just play. Don't be hard on yourself. Stairs are difficult. If you are not used to it, if you've never done it, they will knock you out.
Yeah, you're defying gravity. My dog doesn't like it.
But you know what? Here's the thing. If you train yourself, if you live in an apartment or a condo, if the power goes out, what are you going to do?
Stairs. I hate it.
Stuck. Well, no, you could go down. You could walk down the stairs. If you train, see, this is training for life. You can walk down the stairs, and then go shopping or go do what you need. Go to work. Go do what you need to do. Okay, now you got to walk back up the stairs. So, I mean, and that's why I started doing it, because lo and behold, the power's been out here and there, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, and now, I got groceries. I got armloads of groceries. All right. Well, instead of being, 20 and saying, I can't do that, or 50, I'm in my 50s now. I mean, I could easily say, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that, but if I don't, then I'm stuck. Right. So this right here is a prime example for training for life.
That's very nice.
If you do that, you are ahead of the game. You are. Now, I'm not talking about your perhaps elderly neighbors. I mean, are they going to start doing stairs now if they have a heart well, it's up to them and it's up to their discretion, right? But yeah. You see, it's a prime example.
Yes, I can already think about the few things that I can do aside from once a week boxing, because I'm a very lazy person when it comes to movements.
Okay.
And I'm sure a lot of people can relate, especially if they are working for long hours and then just sitting. For people like me who are always seated and relaxed, what can you recommend?
Stretching. You're in a seated position, your hip flexors become tight. So stretch in the opposite way. So I'll use my hand for example. So you're sitting this whole time in this position. Hip flexors up. I'm improvising. Okay. You become tight. So stretching. Okay. I'll use this. So I'm stretching out your hip flexors. Okay. Because what'll happen is your hips get tight from all the sitting. I've been having a problem for months now with my right hip. So I keep working at it. And you get leg cramps. Oh, do you? Okay, yeah. So with this scenario that we've been thrown into, when you have had an active lifestyle, it can be crazy. It can really get to you emotionally and mentally. But I've been going with the flow. I have been moving. I have been getting out for walks. I have been stretching, but then I've developed the injuries, not from falling, but from being more sedentary than I'm used to. So this is another thing, this COVID chapter that we're in, it's taught me a lot of things. Taught me patience, taught me that movement is important. Me being in the industry for as long as I have been, if this hasn't taught me anything, it's that exercise is important.
Yes, I had a friend. He's a fitness instructor. His name is
Mhm.
Manny. Hi, Manny,
Mhm.
if you're listening. He said that exercise is something that is as important as sleeping or as eating. You can't
Yes.
just say, I'm not going to eat today, or you can't just say, I'm not going to sleep today.
No,
But people are taking it for granted. Do you
they are.
have like an advice that you can give to people who are as lazy as me before?
That is a very good question. And I always ask people, I ask potential clients, what do you like to do? What do you like to do? Because sometimes the thought of exercising, if somebody says, if their
Yeah,
doctor says you have to start working out, they're like, ugh.
boring.
Boring, or going to a class, going to a gym. If they're not a gym person, don't go to a gym. Sorry, I'm getting raspy.
It's
uh,
okay.
Find something you love to do. If you love to be out in nature, then just get out in nature and just bird watch. If you like to, literally, it sounds silly, but it's not.
No,
It
no, no. I can appreciate it because I am not a gym person, and
okay.
the first thing that I wanted to do before is to find something that I can punch or like a karate or whatever. And then I
Love it.
found my boxing coach, and I loved it. I mean, if I had found him, I wouldn't have. I would still be sitting right now and doing nothing. I mean, your
Yeah,
advice is perfect. Come on, please go on.
isn't it? Is I love that so much. Yeah, you just find something you love to do. If you have a passion for dance, then I mean, you can find stuff on the internet, you can find stuff on TV. Just put on music and dance. Just move. Just it's whatever you like to do. And if you're the kind of person that doesn't like to do anything, well, then I can't help you. If you're gonna
That's
resist,
very blunt.
I know. But you know what? I've had people that have come to me and say, "Well, can you do anything for this?" Well, what are you eating? What do you and whatever I offer them, they resist. Oh, I don't really like that. Well, my joints hurt. Well, okay. Do you have access to a pool? Because the water is a great place to be right now. If your public pools are not closed right now, maybe you can get to a pool.
It is close. It is very cold. I'm not gonna
Okay,
do that.
so it's cold over there right now. Okay, so a private pool, you're going to be outdoors. Okay, so when it gets warmer.
Yeah.
But whatever I've suggested to some people, they've resisted. So if that's the case, then I can't. They're either not. They're really not interested, or they're
Yeah.
just not ready.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to keep pushing it on them. You know what I mean?
Hmm. But
It
for
just
those people who can be pushed a little, I like your suggestion. Find something that you love doing and
yeah,
do it.
gardening, gardening, yard work, that can be meditative.
And that's for the back.
Well, your whole body, because you have to squat. Oh, this is another reason why you train for life. If you have a garden that you love, you get a squat so you can get down. Oh, so you see, squatting, reaching, carrying the bags.
Or
You know,
groceries, they need to go shopping.
it's not all about the grocery bags. It's about the moving furniture. Oh, would you? I did for quite a few years teaching a retirement home, and I would try and bring this functional movement to the residents, and some of them were great at it, and others are like, why would I want to do that? you know yeah, and the thing is that if you drop something, would you like to just be able to pick it up yourself, or wait till your daughter comes next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Or oh, you'll just ring the bell and somebody will come and pick up your Kleenex for you. you know or be able to do it for yourself, or to be able to continue to do things that you love to do for as long as you can.
That's very nice. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can already imagine, because being at age when you hit that 40 and up, it's not easy to really move around, and that's why I also looked for things that I can do myself, because I can feel that my body is slowly deteriorating, especially when COVID hits, because we're just stuck at home. I used to travel a lot and do stuff, but right now we really can't do. It's limited. And when you said earlier that we can use the things at home and use the walls and the chairs, we can improvise. That means you don't have any reason. Like, I don't have money, I can't buy a dumbbell or a kettlebell or
Exactly.
exercise ball or whatever.
Yeah. If you don't, I mean, and right now, I don't know where it's like in the Philippines, but here in North America, stuff is sold out.
Oh,
It's crazy.
it's not here. It's expensive, but not sold out. But there, wow.
Oh, because I have to stop myself from buying things because I get the itch. I'm like, oh, I think I need a.
It's easier to shop now.
But Amazon, and we are getting into now. Okay, not where I am, but north of me. They can now go back out to the restaurants and shop with some restrictions, but where I am, I can just walk across I can just walk, and I can do whatever. But our restrictions on my end will be lifted soon. We'll start back gradually, but there, unless you have a medical condition, there's no reason for not fitting it in somehow, some way. I do understand if the weather is icy, if it's bad out, and if you are unstable on your feet, I understand not wanting to get up and go for a walk, because sure, there's the risk of slipping if you're unstable. But if you're not, get a pair of boots, wear the proper, get grips for your boots so that you can walk along patches of ice if you have to. There are lots of things you can do.
That's very nice. Shelly, we are talking about physical fitness. Now let's go to mental fitness.
Okay.
Because being stuck at home brought us to this, like, four corners of the house, and you're not able to move a lot, you're not able to go to places that you've been. Let's talk about how it has affected us mentally and how we can combat that situation, or that thinking.
Yes. We're being tested. I've got I'm sorry.
It's okay, no problem.
We are definitely being tested, aren't we? Mentally.
Yes.
And for some, it is an even bigger issue. It's not just go work out and you'll be fine solution. That's not just the only solution.
Yes.
So I would highly suggest not shutting yourself out. I would highly suggest releasing. You've got time to evaluate. Perhaps releasing energies from your life that are really not healthy.
Like, let go of grudges and hatred and whatever.
Yeah, I actually did that a year ago is when it started. I saw a shift in one of my best friends. And now I no longer have anything to do with this person. I saw a different light. And she would try and tell me, she would try and use this isolation situation and say, I'm checking on you because I think, you say you haven't seen anybody in the longest time, what if you, so she was there was emotional abuse. And lucky for me, I'm a much stronger person. And there's more, but the thing is that I am a mentally happier person releasing that energy from my space. When you are in a good place, and sometimes we are not in a good place mentally. Sometimes we are going through things, ailing parents, there's loss of jobs, there's loss of life, there's loss of, you lose people around you that you're close to, that are near and dear to you. And when you hear words and phrases like, remember when we used to go to bars, remember when we used to have house parties, when you hear that, how does that feel? Does it make you feel like that's never going to happen again?
I don't.
Good. That's amazing, because for some people, they do think that what's never going to be like it used to be. Now, going back to giant crowds, I don't think that's a great idea, but I think we can still get together. I think we can still interact. We are going to be able to hug our friends again. This situation we're in right now, it is not going to last forever.
Yes, nothing lasts forever.
Nothing lasts forever. And you know what? This is this period that we're in. This is our our big pandemic. It is a pandemic, but I'm trying to think of I don't know, it's the smallpox, the Spanish flu, which I didn't live through. I think that was before.
I think 1920s.
1920s. Okay. Yeah, and that wiped out a lot of people. I think there's a cycle. There's a cycle that we go through, that the earth goes through, that the humans go through, and this is perhaps our swine flu. I don't know. I that's the way I'm looking at it. If you are a person that needs contact, reach out to people, or better yet, on the other side, reach out, friends and family, reach out to those who are being a little quiet.
Use or maximize social media.
Maximize social media. Sometimes we can get on this. Sometimes we can get zoomed out, right? Because there's just about got another Zoom meeting. But and in the beginning, like my brain was a little bit fried. It was a little bit fried. I'm better now, but I'm also, this is another thing too, I'm trying to limit. We have more screen time, but now I'm trying to limit. I mean, I'd rather be outside on a nice day than sitting indoors playing on the computer. So to beat depression, or to try and combat depression, get out and go for walks. Even if it's raining, just bundle up. Even if it's for 10 minutes, just go and get a coffee or something, just so you're moving, so you are around people. This stuff is not going to last forever.
I agree. And one of the things that I think is important right before you go into depression, because depression doesn't come like you sleep today, you're happy, and then tomorrow you're depressed. I mean, it's a gradual process that sucks you, to that darkness, sucks you up to that hopelessness. I'm not sure if all of the listeners do believe in the Bible or to believe in God, but I'm sure that you have a God that you believe in. We have different religions and beliefs, but believing in something that is more powerful than us and hoping that things will get better, just that thought will give you that light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that's very important.
Exactly. I think so too. That's perfect.
Right.
Perfect. Yeah. Love it. Yeah. Yeah, get curious, find something that interests you. And I know if you are depressed, you're like, well, I'm not interested in anything.
Yeah.
But it's a tough situation because I've been through it, not this time around, but years ago I went through it didn't keep me in bed, but my it comes in different ways. And some, I don't know, someone's really hard for others. Sometimes it's really hard for others, but I think the main thing is not shutting people out. And if you're able to I think you have to get through it. You have to go through it to get through it. Sometimes you just have to be where you are right now. Maybe you need time to mourn.
Yes, they need to process whatever it is.
Yeah, you need time to mourn. You mourning the loss of your spouse or your job or but at some point you do have to, you do have to think about, you do have a choice. You can really do nothing, or you can, when you're ready, and hopefully sooner than later, but it is your process, find a way to pull yourself out. And for me, that was one of the people that helped me was a life coach. And it took me a very long time to get through my situation. It was a workplace trauma. And people kept saying, "Oh dear, people lose their jobs all the time. Oh, you have to get over it." Well, you know what? They weren't going through it. Okay. And for what I went through, I was incredibly hurt and angry. And it wasn't just me that they got rid of. It was other people, but it was the way they did it that got to me. And the short version is I eventually started finding things that I liked, a different kind of a fitness class that was more dance oriented. And then, a few other things. And then fast forward years later, I was starting to think about coaching. And somebody asked me, "Hey, have you ever thought about coaching?" And they were trying to get me involved in something else, which is a different kind of coaching, we'll just say. But I literally was thinking, I wonder about, because it was when I was getting over my hump, it was a life coach that helped me get through it. And the reality is I was ready, because a life coach doesn't do the work for you.
Yes.
You have to do the work. And so if I fast forward, to a few years ago, I took a solid year before I finally found a course that was right for me. And I took it. So I don't focus on the life coach side. I'm really more wellness. That's what feels right for me. So, wellness coaching. And I don't have wellness clients. I don't keep appointments. Like I implement it through my daily life and my classes and my videos and so on. But I did it because I became a coach because I wanted to pay it forward, because someone helped me.
I love that. You became a coach because you wanted to pay it forward because someone helped you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There is a term here that you used, failing forward.
Yes.
I think please explain that further. I have an idea, but I think it would be better if it would come from you. Please tell us more about it.
Fail forward. Okay, when you think of failure, do you think of, oh, you messed up? That's not going to work. Yeah, you messed up. You're a failure. Nah. If you keep trying, you're a winner. If you keep trying, failure doesn't mean loser. Failure means, okay, this failure means, oh, didn't work out this time, or this part didn't work. This idea that I had didn't work. Well, let's come up with something else. What if I change this? What if I try that? What if I did this instead? Keep trying, keep moving forward. For me, I spent years and years and years thinking I got to make more money. I need to make more money. I gotta, but I had my hand in 12 different places, and okay, sure, you can make the money, but you exhaust yourself mentally and physically. So I started paring down. And where I'm at right now, I'm feeling better. Even though we're in this pandemic, I know that, see, things are starting to happen already. I'm here talking to you.
Yeah.
This is my third podcast that I've been invited.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And, a year ago, last fall, I was on one. And even before that, I was invited to another one. And then there's you. So these are starting to happen. So the things that are happening with me, like I never thought I'd be doing this even 2 years ago. Podcast, interview, whoa, really? Me? But there's things that have come out of where I started from to where I am now, where I'm going. I can see myself doing public speaking.
Great.
And I see a book coming too.
Perfect. Huh.
Yeah, I see. You see? So from fitness to, look at this. I know. And I know. You're right. I know. Yeah. There's so many possibilities. Try this, try that. Maybe this will work. Okay, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm just talking to the wrong person. Okay, maybe I'm just focusing on the wrong people. All right. Now, when your vibration changes, good things happen or bad things happen. So when you vibrate on a higher level, people will come into your life, such as here we are now. Okay. And I had a woman reached out to me yesterday who also just became a meditation. She got her certification, and she posed a question and I answered as well. I do a Wednesday night, I post on a Wednesday night. I do a little talk and then I'll do a quick little meditation. Oh, how can I join that? And so I reached out and I said, message me or friend me, and we had a conversation. Here I am. I helped her out. Like, it meant a lot to her that I took the time we had a video chat, and it just, it meant a lot to her, and I'm really glad I could help her.
You're at home and you're helping someone and you're happy, and a lot of things are happening.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we're connected, and she's from the States. Right. And so I'm meeting this person, I'm meeting that person, and I'm having all these great connections and conversations, and possibilities can happen, and they are happening.
That's very nice. If there is something that the pandemic has taught you right now, aside from the things that you've just mentioned, the new opportunities that are coming, you innovating, trying new things, or inventing, tweaking a little bit. If there's something more that the pandemic itself has taught you, what do you think that is?
Patience.
I think, yeah. Patience. We need to buy a lot of those.
Patience. I could use this time that we've been given to be completely and totally freaked out. And other people have had it worse. Look at all the businesses that are now closed, which to me is ridiculous. I've used this time to take new courses. I'm going to try this, or I'm interested in that. So, jump on a free session. Okay. Let's just see what this person has to say. So exploring, I've used this opportunity to explore new avenues. So we could come out of this a whole new person. We a whole new person, we collective individually. Or you could wither and just say, I'm depressed, I'm screwed, I've got nothing to do. It's a time to, use to reinvent yourself.
That is right. In fact, I believe that if you're a good person and your intention is good, good things will happen to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Whatever the situation may it be a war or a pandemic, yeah, or a whatever, it will make you tougher. It will
Yeah.
make you stronger. It will make you more resilient and more
Yeah.
patient.
More
And then
resilient.
I think it will make us kinder. If you see
I
like
hope
a
so.
homeless person who needs food and you have extra,
Yeah.
share. I mean, it teaches us to be more human.
Oh, yeah. I love this. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is, you know what? This sounds it sounds very morbid, but when we started this, okay, I'm going to switch it. I was going to say something, but I'm not, I'm going to change it. When this started, I remember I came back from the mall and I saw a guy with a Rottweiler, and I'm a huge animal lover. And actually, that was one of the things I did years and years ago, is to make money after I left that job, that traumatic situation. I started dog walking to make extra money. Well, I can, I'll try that. But now I'm not focusing on that anymore, but I still love my animals. I love all animals and I accept all animals. So this guy with his sweet dog, I wanted to pet her so badly because this is what I do. This is what but I thought, I'm not going to pet her because I don't want to run the risk of, if I have it, I don't want it to get on her coat and have him get it, or vice versa, have her owner get it. And I said, we were talking and I had a lovely chat. And I said, she's a sweet girl. And I said, when this is over, hopefully I'll get to see you again. So I'll give you a good rub down. I'm talking to the dog. And the guy said, that would be great. And as I was leaving, I thought I got this feeling like, oh, this despair. Oh, because I really wanted to pet this dog. I really wanted to see her, but I couldn't. And the next day, I had a lot getting to me. My phone kept ringing, and I'm not one that has to run to my phone every time it beeps, but people are sending me messages like, corona this, infection that, and it's like, oh, stop it. And I just, I like, stop it. I freaked. I just had a mild freak. I'm, shut up. And I'm like, I'm going for a walk. But before I did, I was washing dishes, and all of a sudden I just had a complete breakdown.
Oh.
And you know why? It was because of the dog. Because the one thing I love to do, I can't even pet a dog, right? And that was at the beginning. Because we're in this scary situation, what's going, and we weren't really sure, right? But now, we have to at some point start moving forward cautiously. But I have had the opportunity since to pet dogs. Yeah, almost cried. Yeah. Yeah. But in the beginning, it was scary. It was like, what the heck are we dealing with? I can't even pet a dog. Like, and lining up at the grocery store, thinking, this sounds like it's the beginning of The Walking Dead. Like a scary.
During the first 2 weeks, literally, when we go to the grocery, it really feels like it's Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like nobody is on the street, and like you could loot what's on the groceries. It feels that way. There's 10 people in the grocery, like very big grocery. It's really scary for some, but as I said earlier, we just have to be hopeful.
We have to be hopeful, and
we don't have a choice anyway.
And look where we are now. Look at, I could stay home and not go anywhere because they say stay home. Okay, but I have to live. I have to go for a walk. I have to, I do have to go grocery shopping, right? If you physically can't, then have it come to you. But yeah, you have to move forward. You can stay in that scary mindset, or you can survive. So if you're in this apocalypse, if you're in a zombie apocalypse, are you going to cower, or are you going to become a warrior? Become a warrior.
That's right. That's right. My boxing coach, he said that the first few months during the lockdown, he said he feels like he's getting crazy, like he wants to punch anyone, and he gained
Oh,
weight. And then
okay.
one of his old time client, he's a neighbor of mine. He invited him, and then he said that maybe you could, start coming in. I mean, what do you call it? Go to the client's house and train from there. So
Mhm.
buy a bike. I mean, just don't go too far. Buy a
Yeah.
bike and start training again,
Yeah.
because this pandemic, we don't know how long it will take, and if you don't take action, you're just gonna stay there and lonely and no money, broke. And then he started doing it again, and right now, his calendar is filled with sessions, with trainings, and we're
Oh,
part of that. And we're in a village, and in the village alone, we're like 10 to 12 people that he's training every week. So
wow.
he's coming into the village 2 or 3 times a week just to train those 10 to 12 people. And then he's going in other villages. I mean, he's getting clients just because he decided that, he will move forward. He will keep moving forward.
Wow. This, yeah, and he's probably doing better than he was before, I hope.
I think so. I think he realized that now.
You see, and same with me because I spent 30 years running all over the city, bussing it here and there, for not very much and dealing with a lot of stress. And now it's like, what? I don't want to go anywhere, or I don't want to go anywhere far.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to see clients. I want to see people online. So I'm open to even sharing your personal training sessions. Whether it's with one other person or two other people, two or three other people. Um, small group personal training. Um, Look, train with your friends, train with your family. Yeah, you get that personal attention. You still have that interaction, but yeah, I'm staying home or staying very, very close to home.
Yeah, please tell us more about that. How do you do it? How can they get in touch with you? What is the process? How do you do it from home?
You can reach out to me through Instagram, and you've got my contact information for that, right? Do you have my links for that?
Yes, I will be sharing it in the description of the video once we go live, so they will be able to click it, and contact you directly.
Okay. So Instagram, I am also on Facebook, but I have more room on Instagram. So join me on Instagram. You can join me anywhere. Wednesday night, I do a meditation talk that, well, if you're connected with me or if you follow me, sit in on that. You can always reach out to me. And I've got a Thursday night class and a Monday night class, and, more to come. Internationally, I'm not sure. I have to figure that out, how that works internationally.
I can help you with that after
Okay.
a recording.
Okay. Good thing there's editing.
Yeah.
Good thing. Yeah. So, yeah, this is amazing. I can help people from anywhere.
Great, great.
Whereas
And then what can they expect? I mean, if I am a new client asking your help, what should I expect? Would there be like an exam first that you will be asking what I want to do, what I can't or I can do? How
oh,
does this work?
definitely free consultation.
Oh, okay. So
Definitely.
there's a consult.
Yeah. Like we'll find out what your needs are. Now, the way that I operate, I maybe I'm different from other people. I am primarily dealing with people who are getting back into the swing of things.
Getting
So
back into the swing of things. Wow. Okay.
getting back into it, maybe have exercised for a long time, but haven't for a while now, or yeah, they're starting to notice things, so they want to make improvements. So dealing with bodybuilders, I don't have. I mean, I don't have the equipment for that anyway. To bring people in here, I could do that. But so yeah, my training and coaching is mainly people who are, yeah, they want to make a positive change, So I guess I don't do traditional. Like, I don't do meal plans. I don't do testing and so on. I just do exercise
Practical ones.
and the goals. I'm on the practical, yeah, and the goal setting, right? The reasonable goal setting.
Reasonable goal setting.
Reasonable and attainable. I mean, I've got a couple of clients that are noticing the changes. Even just the other day, like one was saying, "Yeah, remember in the beginning, getting up and down on the floor was like, oh, wait a minute, hang on, lots of sound effects." Laughing. We have a lot of laughs. And now it's easier, right? So the simple goals of like, this person was a runner back in the day, not a runner right now, but they're a performer. My one, just a friend, and I'm training her. She's a performer, and she's a editing.
It's okay.
She is a opera singer and a theater performer. So she was just telling me that she's noticing the changes.
How soon or how long can they notice the changes?
It all depends on how much they work. I mean, you might start noticing within a month.
Okay.
The little changes, a little more definition, a little less pain, or a little more flexibility. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You notice stuff like that. So it depends on how you work. And I don't want to say it depends on how badly you want it, because that sounds like a health club pitch. How badly do you want this? Well, we can say for 85 sessions a month for no. No, I'm not like that. I'm more intuitive. I mean, dealing with where we are now, what do you have in your household? So this is what I do. This is how I work.
Practical and what do you call this? Customized. Practical, customized, functional workouts.
Yeah, and I will literally, I always ask people, how are you feeling today? How are you doing today? Because some days are different from others, right? And honestly, if they're feeling like really run down, if I run them I would never run them into the ground anyway, but I'm going to go by that. Okay, if we do this, and I listen to people. I've people say, okay, I've had enough. I'm really tired. Okay. Are you tired? Like, are you done? Or do you want to do this instead? And they're like, no, I'm done. I'll see you, on Thursday. Okay, cool. Instead of, we have to finish out those burpees now. Come on.
Oh, burpees.
Don't do the burpee. But no, I don't I don't drill people, I don't do the burpee drill. But yeah, I'm different. I'm different that way. I listen to people, and literally sometimes my sessions have been talking, and that doesn't mean that, and it's not me telling my story, it's me listening to you, because you just need to talk right now. You just need to, get a lot of stress in your life, and wait, I just need 10 minutes to talk. Okay. Because it's what you need. And so it's going to make you feel better mentally. And even physically, sometimes pain and tightness manifest in the body from stress. Well, I'm going to say a lot of the time it does, right? And sometimes even just releasing it helps release the physical pain.
Yes, I understand. So you do a part-time, what do you call it? Part-time counseling.
I can. Yeah. And it's literally, it's where I'm meeting you where you're at right now. Okay. Yeah.
I like that.
because I've got people dealing, from all walks of life, and this person today just can't focus right now. All right, let's do this instead. Okay, perfect. And it makes them feel so much better.
That's very nice. Now, you put something here like restore and rebuild self therapeutic stretch myofascial release. I can hardly read that myofascial release. What is that?
It is, I don't have anything on me in front of me, but rolling. Have you heard of foam rolling?
No.
Okay. It's all right. So if you use a tennis ball and I get, look here. Okay. Okay. So this is a lacrosse ball. So just using my arm, for example, it brings blood to the surface. So if you've got the tightness, you've got the tight muscles, this will bring blood to the surface and it helps restore. It will improve flexibility, and eventually it brings blood to the surface and works out the kinks. But if you have it breaks down scar tissue as well. Okay, so, and this is not just this little thing, there's other methods as well, but it's pressure related. So I mean, okay, using my hand for example, I can press it a little bit harder on my arm. I'm adding more pressure, going a little deeper. So it's a deep form of massage, but the therapeutic massage, this comes first. And then the therapeutic massage is stretching, flowing stretching, and some deep stretching. So
I need one right now.
If you were to, you want me to give you an example? So if
Please.
So you're gonna just take your head. So just with your hands like this, okay. So you grip right here, okay. Now if you were to just lift up, okay. So lift up and forward. So just now let your hands do the work, not your head. Bring your chin to your chest with your hands. Push.
Oh, using the back of my hand like that.
Yeah. So pushing your hands now release. Okay. Lift up and push forward.
Oh.
Okay. Where you feel that?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it nice? Now, let's do that again. So lift up. Now take it to the right or somewhere. Push. Okay. Lift up. Push with the other hand. Okay,
What's the difference? What's the difference of pushing you rather than just swirling it?
You get a deeper stretch.
Oh,
So yes, there's this, but you can just take your hand here and then just gently press down. So I'm adding the pressure. I'm adding a deeper stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Stretch. Doesn't that feel nice?
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can have somebody do that for you and it feels amazing, but then you can do it on yourself too, in your own way. Yeah. There's things that of course are nicer when somebody else does them, but yeah.
I love it. I wish I can have more of that. But thank you so much, Shelly, for doing this episode with me. Please invite them again. You did not mention the restore, rebuild, and self-therapeutic stress myofascial release. I got that right earlier. So please.
That's the Monday night. That's what I do the Monday night. We had a lovely session last night. We did a lot of the fascial release, and then we did we did so much of it, and then we did the stretch in the end, and it does help. It might not be comfortable in some spots, but it gets deep. It's deep tissue. It's deep tissue massage.
At least they have an idea on what to expect when they call you. So if you want that, I felt that even just for, a few seconds. Yeah, it feels great.
Isn't it great? Yeah, I know. So yeah. It's there's no jumping jacks. It's all the
And no
holistic,
burpees.
no burpees. But don't fear the burpee. You can do you can do burpees without making it intimidating.
All right. Anything else? Do you have like a parting message to our listeners or viewers, Shelly?
I would thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. Just keep moving. Find what you do, what you love. Do what you love. You know, there's always time to find your passion. Take your time. There's no rush, you know, especially in the situation we're in right now. Take the time to think about your next move, to whether it is reinventing yourself or I don't know, reinventing, redirecting. But just find what you love. If there's something, if there is a passion that you have, maybe you can work on that. Maybe you can expand on that. Make it into something long lasting.
Wow. Thank you so much, Shelly. I didn't realize I always preach that you have to find your passion. And sometimes the purpose comes first, and sometimes the purpose comes after you found your passion. But I was always referring to the entrepreneurial side of it or your hobbies as a person. I didn't realize that even for exercise and wellness and fitness, you need to relate it to something that you love doing. Otherwise, you're not going to do it at all.
I would, yeah. I mean, wouldn't it, to me, it'd be nicer than finding sometimes you do have to find just a job right now to bring some money in. But when you find something that really interests you, I mean, you've probably heard, well, it's not a job. It doesn't feel like a job, right?
Yes.
So yeah, when you find something you like to do, it's pleasurable. You look forward to doing it rather than, I don't want to get up today, or I don't feel like doing that today. And there's, you can still have your off days, but it's, it's nicer when there is something, when you look forward to it rather than dreading it.
Yes. You don't dread Mondays and you don't wait for Fridays.
You said, oh gosh, we could keep going.
Go ahead.
Monday. Oh, how many times do you hear that? How many times have you seen it on Facebook? I hate Mondays.
Yeah.
Stupid Monday.
And I don't hate Monday.
I don't hate Mondays. And that is your silly choice. I won't, you know what? I won't even engage on social media in that. All that negative stuff, I won't even respond to it because they won't want to hear me anyway.
Yeah.
It is your choice if you want to be, dreading Monday. Like, it is your day. It's not up to me to make you happy. It's not up to your friends to make you happy. It's not up to anyone else. It's up to you. So you can decide how you want to feel when you wake up.
That's right.
It's up to you to create a great day.
And it's up to you to make your day always a Monday or always a Friday.
Oh, love that. It's up to you. Is it going to be Monday or is it going to be Friday? It's going to be, the Monday can be Friday.
Yeah, right?
I love that.
All right. Thank you so much again, Shelly, for being with the Passion and Purpose podcast. I enjoyed this one and I hope we can do it again.
Thank you. I would love to. This has been so great.
All right. Thank you so much for all the listeners. And I hope that you will watch us again or tune into Spotify via Passion and Purpose podcast for another inspiring adventures. Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Passion and Purpose podcast. Join us next week for another inspiring adventures.